Blah, y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Aha! Just kidding. But, anyways, fans, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching! And today we have a very special guest who is my favorite and only mother. Hi, mom.
Hola
Myte.
David, ¿cómo estás, papá?
Good, mom. I'm very happy, mom, that you're here. This is a big deal. I told my mom I want you on my podcast for my birthday. This is my birthday gift, so thank you. Mom, I want to tell you one of my favorite memories of you, mom, is in the room when you're like, Mijo, I want to lose some weight, and doing some punching bags. ¿Recuerdas, mom, in la sala? I think that's one of my favorite things to do with you, mom, is practice punching and walking from the house all the way to the hip in Harlem and back in Chicago. I think it's amazing, mom. I love that you like to exercise like me. I always think about you every time I finish my run or swimming. I call you, mom. Mom, guess what? I did my exercise today. Just want to let you know.
Sí, yo creo que estés ocupado siempre.
Thank you, mom. My mom's saying that she don't want me to be worried, so she's always looking out. Mama, I want to ask because this is very important. You're my special guest and my favorite guest too because you're my mom. A little bit about growing up in Guatemala. Was it living, you know, with Mamita Naya?
Or I live with my mom and my grandma and my sister, and she was married and four kids. My house always have a lot of people, a lot of
People.
family, and for us it's normal, right? And I grew up like that. My mom, she was my friend, my mom and my grandma. They teach me good things. And I leave Guatemala when I was almost 18 years old.
Wow, mom. Mom, you lived in Guatemala City. What zona did you grow up in, mom?
En la zona 12, en la colonia Mies Rock. Y tengo una amiga que es como mi hermana. Crecimos juntas. Se llama Lilian. Y
Wait, mom, let me translate that part real quick. In Guatemala, it's by zones. So my mom lived in 12 zone, and one of her really close friend who's like a sister to her is named Lillian. Continue,
the
mom.
only bakery in my neighborhood there was the owner was the parents, and every day I go over there and we do a lot of things together. Even I gonna see her very soon.
That's good, mom. That's good. I want to share, mom, that something that I remember with Mamita Naya when you used to send me to go very young to visit grandma Mamita Naya. I would see Henry and Mamita Naya together cooking for a lot of people, mom, in the town. And it was so nice to see Mamita Naya making big pots, for a lot of food and always frijoles, beans, and sour cream in crema. And your
That's
mom,
breakfast.
yeah, your mom, very nice. I miss her. She's amazing. One thing I do remember, mom, I don't know if I ever told you, but when I went when I was 18 with Tia Marta, um, I spent the night with Mamita Naya, Tia Marta stayed with Tio Minor, and the Henry and Mamita Naya. Well, Mamita Naya was doing the candles for Shabbat, and Henry was doing the blessings for the bread and the wine, and it was beautiful. I wish I took a picture, but it was so nice, mom, to see Henry and Mamita Naya and I together, juntos. I think it's so nice. I miss it. I think it's beautiful. And mom, I gotta say, mom, you've done a lot, mom. I gotta say, one of the biggest things I remember in your house, right, is having Shabbat, right, every Friday. And I gotta say, mom, if I'm not mistaken, how many people came?
That was the first time because I like to learn the Torah, but I just by myself, and then we go to the synagogue, but as for study. But the first Shabbat, Henry said to me, "Tia, we're gonna do a big Shabbat, the first one in here, and we're gonna inviting 100 people, even if they not believe what we're doing. Uh, we're gonna inviting a lot of people, and then he cooks, and then he buy 100. Everything he buy, there was 100. Like we have 100 napkins, 100 glasses for wine, everything there was 100, and there comes a lot of people. There comes like 100 people.
Yeah.
That the house is small, but we fit it outside and inside. There was a big party.
Yeah, mom, it was beautiful. I gotta say, mom, I remember being so little. I have pictures, and it's so nice, mom, that we had people that were Christians, que fue Jews, people that were también Árabes, people that were in the Middle East, and it was beautiful to see so many people. Even my father, mom, I have a picture with Henry, my dad, and me, and a lot of people know in the show, mom, that my dad and I are not close, but it was nice to see the family together, even though you guys weren't together. But to see my father there, it was so nice. And mom, I gotta say, how long did we keep doing the Shabbat as big? Do you remember? How much? Because we did it a lot of times, mom.
We do it a lot of times because always they say they need a place to do it. And I always say everybody's welcome in my house because my mom, my grandma, they always teach me when somebody comes, you always give food. And my father always say if it's in the morning, give a coffee and bread. If it's in the afternoon, if it's too hot, give you lemonade, something cold. But always we do that. And my mom's house always everybody's welcome. And I grew up like this. Now I have a small house, but when somebody needs it, I always say I have a little space. And I always make it, always, because I love to do that. This is something that I grew up and I like it. I still like it.
And mom, you're gonna be shocked. So, one of my good friends, Elliot, that you met in Vegas, a very nice Jewish family, they let me borrow the book that reminds me of your life, mom. Se llama is called Emuna with chicken noodle soup. You remember she talked to you about it?
Yeah, yeah, he showed me the book.
Yeah. So Yehuda shared that she reminded your story about her. So for those who don't know, the story is about this nice family called Henny Malachis or Malchus. There's different ways to say it, but um, and it's very beautiful because it's about a Jewish woman in Jerusalem who lives in a tiny, tiny apartment, and they had over 150 people every Shabbat, and Saturday sometimes more than 200. And they invited so many people for so many years. We're talking about criminals that were invited. We're talking about um, people with different like lifestyle. Some were Christians, some were not Christians, some were Jewish or trying to be more religious. It was a lot, and known to be one of this big, sadic, big, righteous women, big, and it's amazing. She fits so many people in this tiny, tiny apartment, and she found a way. If someone needed to stay, she'll find a place for them to sleep and to eat. And I gotta share a story, mom, about it. I just read it, mom. It said how this lady, she made so much food, so much, and she always think about the other person. So somebody came to the house one day and said, you know, they were serving gefilte fish, which is a famous Jewish dish to eat for Shabbat. And one of the Sephardic Jew who's never been to this Ashkenaz or seen this custom before, complained about the fish. He said, "This is not fish." And so Henny, the famous woman, she said, "Oh, it's not fish." And he's like, "Yeah, this is not fish." She's like, "Teach me how to make the fish." And so instead of her getting angry of the guest, she said, "Teach me how to make your fish."
Good answer, right?
Right? And
Mhm.
she invited the guy to the house Thursday to make the fish, and it was a Moroccan fish. And it was nice because she made gefilte fish and she make Moroccan fish for people that are used to that kind of fish, which is beautiful. I think sometimes if it was me, I think I would have said, well, if you don't like it here, you could go somewhere else. But it shows you that you have to be humble, humilde. You always say that, mom.
Good answers. Yeah,
You know,
not to
so
hurt people.
yeah. And mom, this lady, she's so famous, mom. I feel like you're the Spanish version of this lady Henny because I don't know anybody else, mom, that does the same as you. And mom, I
I
have
love to do that. I remember, David, when somebody comes, we have a small apartment in Brimbar.
yeah,
Then when always somebody in the church say, "Oh, I don't have any place to sleep," I say, come in my house, in my
yeah,
apartment." And I always say, "David, we had to sleep in the couch,
yeah,
and you give it your bed, and I give my bed." And I was so happy to do that.
yeah,
This is me.
yeah. Gotta tell you, I'm so grateful that you're more than my best friend. You already know you're my mom, but you know that when I went to the synagogue and I felt like I needed to get back in my faith in Torah and La Parasha. One thing that I remember you said to me, Mom, what was the thing that you remember when you asked what I want for my birthday? Well, you remember that story?
That I have like two stories. One time I said, "David, I want to send you to Mexico, to Guatemala, because I have extra money to send you there." And you say, "Mom, please, I need to learn Torah, but it's very expensive because they charge me 100 and something, right, David? I don't remember how much, but it was 100 and something." And then you say, "I prefer to do that." And the next time I said, "David, what do you want for your birthday?" "Mom, I need more classes. Somebody's coming, is charging 150." And I remember that I wait for you outside, and there's like a 45 minutes or an hour
Uh-huh.
once a week.
And you know what, Mom? I gotta say, I'm very grateful, Mom, because you kept me so busy in so many sports and studying Torah. I gotta be honest, Mom. The people that I study with, we're talking like summer, kind of like a summer program for the yeshiva where you study the Torah, and it's very intense courses because you're studying with people that are like scholars, people that dedicate their whole life to just study Torah and Gemara, Talmud. And it was so nice, mom, because being like the only Latino in this class and asking questions. I remember one of the teachers told that David has an old soul. You remember, mom?
Yeah,
Timer.
timer. He always say that. Remember, he was charged me like 50, yeah, $50 for an hour for what is it? The
Chemistry, mom. Chemistry.
yeah, just chemistry.
Química.
Right? Yeah, química. And then he said after like a month, he said, "Don't pay me anymore. I love to teach David."
Yeah. And, and I gotta say, for everybody to know, Herb Timer is one of my mentors, one of my good friends. Um, he is someone like my mom always said because he had a big beard. and very strong, 6'3". He looked like Moshe. That's how Moshe Rabbeinu looked like. And he was so nice because I was failing a science class in high school. And my mom, she got worried because she wanted me to graduate. And she talked to Timer, Mr. Please, can you help David? I know he needs to pass. And one of those people that I will always be grateful because he taught me Torah. And a little story. I don't know if you remember this, but Pablo, who lived with us, one of our closest friends and cousin to me too, a primo, he would study with me and Pablo on Sunday in the shul, in the synagogue, and we will learn the Torah together and a lot about Baal Shem Tov, which is one of the biggest rabbis back in the days. And it was so nice to learn. And one more thing, Mom, do you remember that Henry always invited us when he moved to Chicago? He always invited us to his house for Shabbat. You remember, Mom?
He cooks. He go to the groceries. He buy whatever he's gonna use it for Shabbat, and then he inviting us. And then he said, "I'm gonna you inviting more people." He loves somebody to come and eat because he always make a lot of food.
Yeah, he's great, great guy, great cousin. And Mom, I gotta ask you, Mom, you have almost adopted so many people. I'm not gonna lie, Mom. The story that you said to me and Jimmy told me you were married to my father, that you took Jimmy and Henry to live with you in Chicago.
Yes, yes.
Do you remember? Can you share anything, Mom? What your experience?
I because Henry and Jimmy, they grow up with me in Guatemala. Um, they born in Chicago, and the Henry comes when he was like maybe a year, and Henry and Jimmy was like 3 years. But Jimmy lived with us only 1 year, and then he came back to Chicago. But I feel because I was I don't know how old I was, 13 or 12, and I love them so much, and I feel like they're my kids, and that's why I love them so much.
And Mom, you know what? It's like a little practice before you had me because you had two young boys, you know?
I know, I babysit too many boys too.
And they never forget that. They always say that you're like a mom to them, Mom. And also, Mom, growing up in your house, living with so many people. Remember, you took in Desiree. You also you have Lise, you have Noor, you have so many people that you took like family, and you took care of them and always fed them, always teaching good things, Mom. I gotta say, growing up, Mom, I remember I used to not like having so many people in the house, like 15, so many people, Mom. And
One time we got
I
17.
17, yeah. And people didn't believe us because when they come, they didn't see. Everyone had a different schedule. But Mom, I remember I used to get so mad because I never got to have my own private room. And I got so mad. And then you took me to the room and have a serious talk. You said, "Look, David, mijo, son, you right now don't understand. And you got to understand, you don't like the house, it's okay, but this is my house. First, you're learning how to live with different kind of people in this house. If you can learn how to understand their personality, when you go to the streets, you will know how to handle that person." And it's very true, Mom, because in my house, and I'm gonna be honest, Mom, going back with Jimmy and Henry, right? Jimmy and Henry growing up like 32s, they came back from New Jersey to live with you, Mom. And it was so nice to see Jimmy Henry again, like they miss you, Mom. And I gotta say, Mom, we live with people with bipolar. depression. We live with people that que son católicos, Catholic, some people that were Jewish and not Jewish, like Amanda Carmen. And it's beautiful to see that, mom, that no matter what, you make sure everybody had a plate to eat. And I one thing I like from you, mom, I remember talking about Dina and Aurora. I like that you made a way so everyone took turns cooking. You made sure.
Dina cooks, Aurora too, and I just make pasta because I at that time I don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
And they like to cook. Aurora likes to cook. Dina likes to cook. They're very good persons, and I love to live with them. And I always say to them, when you want to move from their house, please say to me, and then you bless me, and I bless you, and we are friends forever, right?
Yeah.
They're very good persons.
Yeah. Yeah. Because everybody that lived in the house, we have grown so much together. We feel like brothers and sisters, even though we don't have the same blood o la misma sangre, estamos como un familia. We're even though we don't have the same blood, we're like family, mom. And I'm
Yeah.
so grateful, mom, because today I have a more patience than before. And I thank you, mom, because what I learned from the house,
Mhm.
okay, ya viví, I already live the life.
Yeah, and remember I said to you, good that you don't like this house if you're not comfortable, but it's because you had to work and get your own place.
Yeah, it's true, mom.
Yeah,
Oh man,
but
mom, I'm
I
so
think you're comfortable here because everybody loves you, David, right?
say, mom. Everybody, yeah, and mom, I gotta say, you're a very good teacher, mom. I remember studying. You made sure, even though went to, you know, to do sports in school and high school, even after school, I did other activities. You made sure at the end of the night to read the parsha. And I remember after doing my homework all the way to 2 in the morning, me Pablo would have like a bucket of cold water. You remember, mom? And we will study the parsha. You will read your parsha by yourself, but you would have your glasses and you study, and we would study our parsha, the midrash or anything. And I like that on Shabbat, mom, we always talked about what we learned about the parsha.
Yeah, there was a very good time. Yeah, David.
Imam, what's your favorite part of reading the Torah? What's something that you can remember right now? Special, mom.
Mm, I love to read the stories about Moises, and those stories, they're amazing for me. I love to read it, and I sometimes I read it 2 or 3 times because I love to learn from them how Abraham, how he do. I like to spend time to reading.
That's good, mom. That's good. Hey, mom, did you read the part about the paraduma, the red cow?
I just there was last week.
Yeah. What did you learn, mama?
What is it? The red cow,
Say, ma.
y que esa hacían un sacrificio, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Un sacrificio y tenían que quemarlo.
So my mom is saying they had to do a sacrifice and burn it. And keep going, mom.
Ajá. Y eso lo tenía que hacer para bendecir era para bendecir, ¿verdad, David?
No, es para limpiar.
Para limpiar, sí, para limpiar los hijos de Aarón.
If you touch a dead person, you had to do the red cow, and it was a way to cleanse yourself. It's a very interesting law because it's the only one of the only laws we call it chok. Chok means a law that has no reason is a very powerful thing. Even King Solomon, one of the wisest people in the world, had trouble explaining why we do it. It's a very, very interesting, mom. I gotta say, I'm gonna share a really short story, okay, mom?
Yeah, I love to read the story about Abraham. That
Yeah.
he said the midrash that he likes to inviting people to the house just to say thank you to Hashem.
Yeah.
That's the one, right? I love the story about Abraham.
He did things. If you want to know about hospitality, about how to treat guests, Abraham is one of the best example how to. He always brought food for them. He was he's the the father of all nation. So it's beautiful. Um and mama, I'm gonna have to wrap it up, mom. I'm gonna say a few lines real quick. Guys, thank you, mom, for coming here. This is a blessing. I'm so happy you're here, mom, to share your story. I think you're an amazing woman. My best mom. And guys, this is the Outlet to Reality, the oldest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching. You can find us on every Tuesday. Also, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, the Outlet to Reality. My TikTok is at Yaakov 28, and my Snapchat is Take One, Pass It Back.